Okay, so hi Stephen.
Hi.
We really hope you're well. Today we're gonna do our presentation about CRM and the Obama's campaign of 2007, as you know. So our team is composed of Leah, Vicky, and myself, Arthur. And we decided to split the two questions you wanted us to answer in 6 points that you can see on the side of the screen. And I'm going to start right away with a quote by Mr. Obama saying, "A change is brought about because ordinary people do extraordinary things." So we thought that this sentence actually really explained the sense of community that Mr. Obama wanted to actually bring into his campaign, and it was the first time in for a lifetime. So the first point we wanted to talk about is the voter relationships. So the voter relationship is extremely important in Obama's campaign and for Obama's team. So why is Obama trying to build a strong relationships with voters? It's actually because he wants to engage them. He wants to do so that people have the feeling that they participate in the victory. And so to engage people in the process that will actually change the world. So when you have the opportunity to change the world and to be part of a process, you're more engaged, of course, and it actually brings to the campaign another dimension. So the engagement allows to actually first bring political engagement. So at the end of the day, of course, votes, because it's the most important thing when you're running a campaign and a political campaign. So the first dimension that this relationship and this sense of community is going to bring is the political engagement, of course. Most importantly, people are going to be able and willing to actually offer their time to the community and to the campaign. So they're going to engage in volunteering, and at the end of the day, it's not going to be only Obama's campaign and Obama's victory, but people's victory, actually. They offer the time to engage in the campaign itself, offline events, phoning, and actually people and supporters become active in backing Obama's campaign. The other dimension is about donations. So people will actually participate in donations and give money to the campaign, but not only, and most importantly, they're going to take part in the organization of fundraising activities to actually help the campaign. So the objective was to make sure that everyday people, ordinary people, participated in these major events, even in the donation process, of course. And the objective was to do so that everybody gives, and not only the big donors give. So the second point we wanted to talk about is the role of the relationship. So in this slide, you can see that storytelling plus ownership leads to success. So what is storytelling? Storytelling is the fact that ordinary people, as I said just before, tell their stories to other ordinary people, explaining why they think Obama's vote will change their lives and will change the world. So at the end of the day, this inspired people to engage, and that actually pushes people to engage because they heard that some other people were actually involved in this campaign, and that actually makes a kind of a snowball effect. Ownership is the fact that whatever you are, or even whoever you are, you can engage and you can participate and be part of the movement that is going to change the world in America. Engage people, help them to feel special and important, and as I said just before, this victory is not going to be just Obama's team victory, but everybody's victory. And in that sense, people are actually willing to offer time, effort, and everything, as we said just before. And at the end of the day, the sum of storytelling and ownership leads to success. I'm gonna let the floor to Leah or Vicky?
Leah.
To Leah, who's gonna talk about the next point.
Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about CRM techniques that were used all along the campaign to promote Obama's word. So the first technique that is really essential to effective CRM is constructing and building a community. And for that, the marketing campaign, they thought about implementing a new social network that is called My BO Community. There are 3 levels of engagement. It depends and it depends on the responsibility that you will have to carry. So the first level of engagement is the advocate. It means that you will have to spread the word. The second level of engagement is social, meaning that you will be in charge of creating social events, so offline events that would promote Obama's campaign and Obama's word. And the personal level of engagement is that when you get in a direct relationship with the marketing team. In order to conduct all your actions and to promote your campaign, you have to be trained by the marketing team, and you have to make sure that what you're saying is in agreement with the Obama's norms and standards. That's why MyBio is providing you everything you need to talk to new supporters. For example, if you have to organize an offline event, you will have MyBio event planning tool in order to assist you. Or you will have some script if you need to phone, or some flyers if you need to distribute them and to talk about Obama's communication campaign. What is also important is to mention that when you subscribe to my bio community, you will receive some email. It means that you agree to share some information, and you agree to participate in that constant action. In order to make people participate and in order to make them feel they are involved, you have to deal with motivation, which is a key word. And in order to do so, what they've done, what the Obama's campaign think about, is creating a chain effect, meaning that inspired people will inspire other people, thanks to blogging and thanks to video making. They used all along the campaign non-traditional communication channels, meaning 15 different social networks such as Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, or even YouTube. And they use a customized communication strategy, that is saying that you have to target that is saying that you have to give to provide targeted emails, because you have so many different population and so many different people that are participating and taking part in that big event. Also, the texting program is really dependent on customization. And I wanted to add that the fact that the Obama's campaign, that the Obama's marketing team has access to supporters data is a key element, because they were able to see the location and to see also their private information that they gave on their profile. And the Vote for Change voter registration sites was really helpful, because they were able to see who is located in the same area, and to encourage users to bring their friends to the vote. They also implemented a system that would match people, that would match donors. So if you are a donor, and if you want to encourage other people to donate, you are able to do so, and you are able to tutor someone that wants to donate. And Obama's campaign had access to the American Voters Database, which could connect people even if they were not Obama's voters. And to finish, they implemented a tracking system in the end of the campaign, and an analytical team was recruited in order to analyze the results and analyze the metrics, and to react to the metrics in real time.
Okay, now we're going to talk about social media. So what's the role of social media and the impact of it? So first we have the kind of non-intrusive means for the information gathering, which is kind of positive, because you know that with social media you can have very transparent information about people. So you can be transparent about what you do, but people can also tell what they are doing, what they like, and what they think about the campaign. Then you can have access to very fast information, also for the voters, and also for the person who's posting it. So you can know more about the campaign, what is happening. So it's very interactive, so people can make comments, have feedback directly in seconds. And you can understand voters, you can know what they like, what they want, who they are, and that's very important to make a strong campaign. And you can personalize the service accordingly. So you get to know your target and build a relationship, which will immediately lead to your loyalty. So then you have the more intrusive means, which are kind of all what you have on the web. You can see exactly what people post, what they like, what they are looking for on other websites with Amazon and so on. You can see, and then you get also all the information, like on the My Bio. If people enter their data, you already have them, so you already have a big information that you can put together and know the customer better. So this is kind of the monitoring data. Then on the social media, you can censor comments. So you can decide what really appears and what not. But then you have to be really careful, because with the word of mouth and everything happening very fast, and it can make a very bad publicity for your campaign or your company. So this is very bad, because if the bad information spreads very fast, you will have people that will complain and destroy your company. Then you also have the fact that no information is completely deleted. So if you delete something, if you want to hide something, it's not completely hide. So you have to be careful of what you decide to hide or not. So for the next slide, we talk about the social media communication. So Obama used the YouTube, Facebook, the MyBO, and also other social media, but mainly the first one I talked about, because there the information gets really fast in time, and they are quite famous, and there are a lot of people on it. So you can touch everyone. It's a huge movement, which the competition didn't do. So Obama was much stronger in his campaign, and the level of engagement becomes stronger because people are really touched. We talk to them and not to anyone else. So you can gather the information and control what is happening. Okay, so I'm going to pass to Leah again for our...
So I'm going to talk about the role of social media first today. What is happening is the Bernie social media campaign is really impressive, because Bernie Sanders is the oldest candidate that is running for presidency, but at the same time he's the one that is the best in addressing political message to the youngest. For example, with Snapchat that is targeting mostly the Generation X. But what I want to say and what I want to emphasize on is that Scott Goldstein is is the head of digital in Bernie's political campaign, and he was part of the Obama's campaign. But he said that in comparison to the Obama's campaign, now social media are much more professional, and on Facebook, for example, it's possible to create quick events and to organize people and to organize these events with a really good role repartition, and everything is kind of automated and kind of facilitated by social media and by these new tools. This is one of the reasons why CRM is much more easy today than before, and because mobilizing people takes less time, more people, and for less money, which is really impressive. But now I'm going to talk about what is happening for the CRM in the future. What could happen is that the marketing team in a political campaign can provide a really personalized customer service, meaning one-to-one marketing. So it can talk directly to any voter in general, and it can have access to its personal information in general. Also, the database tracking, which can violate the privacy and can violate some basic rights, is also can also be used for in-depth matching systems. So, for example, connecting people that are closely related, not only because of thanks to the location, but for other variables. The fact that it's possible to advertise on Facebook or Twitter is a great way to be omnipresent on social networks, because it is not sufficient to have a Facebook account. Now you have also advertising, so you are everywhere, and the sense of community could be strengthened and even more intense than before. It can be the case with what is happening now with Donald Trump. It's kind of a phenomenon that is called evangelism. The fact also that instantaneity is a need for organizing social events and for organizing offline events. It could be even more improved by social networks, and the fact that emerging social networks are are getting more and more important, such as Periscope, for example, that is a video and that enable people to film, to stream live, but also to receive comment live. And this instantaneity factor is really important and is something that is going to evolve. And also the fact that social media are going to be the leader in the information and to have the exclusivity of information in comparison to the press that is going to follow what is said by social media. So finally, the candidate is going to be a big brother that we have chosen in a way, because he's going to be omnipresent because of this information, this excess of information, and also this excess of power that is attributed to him.
All right, Stephen. This is the end of our presentation. We really hope you're gonna love it, and we're gonna have a great grade, of course. We wish you all the best, and see you around.
Thank you.
Cheers.